Good morning, student. Good morning to all of you. Today we shall see an interesting story of a pompous lady, an artificial lady who was in the habit of making show of her condition, rich condition, though she was not actually rich. And she had created a lot of problem for her own life. It was a very serious problem that took away everything from their family, and that's why the moral of this story is this: be happy with what you have. Never run after any happiness, any pomp and artificiality the other people do have. We should be happy within our limited sources of income and money. Otherwise, you will put yourself at a very dangerous risk. The story runs like this. And please, boys, try to find out the answer of this question. See, first question: what kind of just minute? What kind of person? The question is like this. What kind of a person? What kind of person is a Madame Loisel, and why is she always unhappy? Or in short, describes Max Loisel's life, and the answer is on page number 39. What kind of a person is her husband? Her husband is a very simple man, very nice person. He always tries to be happy within the limited source, but unfortunately or fortunately, he got a very beautiful wife, and that beautiful wife was a housewife, and she was in the habit of spending a lot of money. See, the story runs like this. Now, the story unfortunately starts with pronoun. Actually, it should have started with Madame Loisel, but instead of Madame Loisel, we start with C. C means Madame Loisel was one of those pretty young ladies born into a family of clerks, as if though as era of destiny. Unfortunately, she was born in a poor family. Actually, she should have born in a very rich family because she was very beautiful. But you know, destiny is not at our hand. Where we have to be born totally depends on the God's decision. Okay, so unfortunately, the writer say that she was born in poor family, though she was very beautiful lady. Let me start it again. I will read it to you and just try to understand. She was one of those pretty young lady born as if through an errors of destiny into a family of clerks. So connect this paragraph like this, connect like this, like she was one of those pretty young ladies born into a family of clerks. She had no daughter, no hope, no means of becoming known, loved and married by a man, either rich or distinguished. Her husband was not a rich person. Her husband was simply a clerk in the board of education. She allowed herself to marry a pretty clerk in the office of the board of education. She was simple, but she was unhappy. Explain this. See, remember this sentence. She was happy. She was simple, but this is contradictory statement. A simple man is always happy. A simple human being is always happy. but this is very contradictory statement. She was simple, and why she wasn't happy? See, let us. Here, she suffered incessantly, non-stop, feeling herself born for all delicates and luxury. She thought that she had by birth that right of all luxury she should have. She suffered from the poverty of his. Now see her problem. Why she was not happy? The place where she was, the place where she was, the place where she was living was not according to her fulfillment, and she suffered from the poverty of her Bangla house apartment, the shabby wall and the worn chair. All these things tortured and angered her. When she seated herself for her dinner opposite her husband, who uncovered the tureen with delighted air, saying, "Oh, the good top wine." It's just a kind of pot from where the food is served. Oh, the good top wine. I know nothing better than that. She would think of lazy dinner, of shining silver. It made her, she was happy. He was happy. Her husband was happy with simple food, but she always dreaded the feed which was served in five-star hotel. She thought of the executive food served in a marvelous dishes. She had neither frocks nor nothing, and she loved only those things. This kind of person, I say with guarantee, would never be happy in their life. They would always be unhappy. She had a rich friend, a schoolmate at convent, who he did not like to visit. She suffered so much when she returned. She wept for the whole day from despair and disappointment. One evening, so this was her life. This was first, second, third, fourth paragraph. You will find the answer. She had a rich friend, a schoolmate at convent, who did not like to visit. She suffered so much when she returned. She wept for the whole day from despair and disappointment. One evening, her husband returned, elated, happily bearing in his hand a large envelope. Here, he said, "Here is something for you." She quickly drew out a painted card on which were inscribed these words. This is the invitation card. The Minister of Public Instruction and Madam George Rampunia asked the honor of Mr. and Madam Lawsell's company Monday evening, January 18, at Minister's residence. Instead of being delighted as her husband had hoped, she threw the invitations spitefully upon the table, murmuring, "What do you suppose I want with them? But my dear, I thought it would make you happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion and a fine one. Everybody wishes one, and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. You will see the whole official world there." She looked at him with an irritated eyes and declared impatiently, "What do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that?" He had not thought of that. He didn't thought about her dress. He stammered, "Why, the dress you wear," he said, "when you go to the theater. It seems very pretty to me." He was silent, amazed, or stupefied in dismay. At the sight of his wife weeping, he stammered, "What is the matter? What is the matter, dear?" By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation and responded in a calm voice, wiping her moist cheek, "Nothing, only I have no dress, and consequently, I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some colleague whose wife is better fitted out than I." He was grieved, he was sad, but answered, "Let us see, Matilda, how much would a suitable costume cost?" something that would serve for other occasion, something very simple. She reflected for some second, thinking of a sum that she could ask for without bringing with it an immediate refusal and frightened exclamation from economical clerk. Finally she said in a hesitating voice, I can't tell exactly, but it seems to me that 400 franc ought to cover it. He turned a little pale, he became sad, for he had saved just this some money to buy a gun that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer with some friend who went to shoot lark on Sunday. Nevertheless, he answered, very well, I will give you 400 franc, but try to have a pretty dress. So, in this way, there are two questions. First, describe Madame Lozen's lifestyle and describe the dress. How did they manage her dress? Now come on. The problem of dress was over. The day of the ball approached and Madame Lawson seemed sad, disturbed, anxious. Nevertheless, her dress was already ready. Though her dress was ready, she was sad. Her husband said to her one evening, what is the matter with you, dear? You have acted strangely for 2 or 3 days. And she responded, I am vexed not to have a jewel. Now there is another problem, jewel. And this is very horrible. That would make their life hell. And she responded, I am vexed not to have a jewel, nothing to adorn myself with. I shall have such a pretty stick and look. I would prefer not to go to this. I would prefer not to go to this party. He replied, you can wear some natural flower in this season. They look very cheap or very chic, very fashionable. It is the pronunciation of that word is chic, fashionable. She was not convinced, no. She was not convinced, no. She replied, there is nothing more humiliating, insulting than to have shaggy hair in the midst of a rich woman. Then her husband cried out, how stupid we are. Go and find your friend, Madame Forrester, and ask her to lend you her dress. She uttered a cry of joy. It is true, she said. I had not thought of that. The next day she took herself to her friend's house and related her story of distress. Madame Forrester went to her closet, took out a large jewel box, brought it, opened it, and said, choose, my dear. She saw at first time some bracelet, then a collar of gold, then a Venetian cross of gold and jewel of admirable workmanship. She tried the jewel before the class, hesitated, but couldn't neither decide to take them nor leave them. Then she asked, have you nothing more? Why, yes, look for yourself. I don't know what will please you. Suddenly she discovered in a black satin box a superb necklace of diamond. Her friend trembled as she took it out. She placed it about her throat against her dress and was ecstatic. Then she asked in a hesitating voice, full of anxiety, could you lend me this? Only this? Why? Yes, certainly, her friend said. She fell upon the neck of her friend, embraced her with passion, then went away with her treasure. The day of the ball, now see the party. The day of the ball arrived. Madame Lawson was a great success. She was the prettiest of all, innocent, gracious, smiling, and full of joy. All the men noticed her, asked her name, and wanted to be presented. See, dance with enthusiasm, intoxicated with pleasure, thinking of nothing but all his admiration, the victory so complete and sweet to her heart. She went home toward the 4 o'clock in the morning. Her husband had been half asleep in one of the little saloons since midnight with three other gentlemen whose wives were enjoying themselves very much. This is the condition of every married man. He threw around her shoulder the modest wrap they had carried, whose poverty clashed with the elegance of the ball costume. She wished to hurry away in order not to be noticed by other women who were wrapping themselves in a rich fur. Lossell detained her and stopped her. Wait, he said, I am going to call a cab. But she would not listen and descended the step rapidly. When they were in the tree, they found no carriage and they began to seek for one. Hailing the coachman, whom they saw at distance, they walked along toward the river, helpless, hopeless, and shivering. Finally, they found one of those old carriages that one sees in Paris after nightfall. Each took them as far as their door and they went bearing up to their apartment. It was all over, and on this part he remembered that he would have to be at office by 10 o'clock. She removed the rag from her shoulder before the glass for a final view of herself in the glory. Suddenly she uttered a cry. Her necklace was not around her neck. Lossell, see, we have to give answer of this. What do Mr. and Mr. and Madam Lossell do next? How do they replace the necklace? This is very important. Lossell nearly half undressed. Madam Lossell nearly half undressed asked, what is the matter? She turned toward him excitedly. I no longer have Madam's first necklace. He rose in dismay. What? How is that? It is not possible. And they look in the folds of dress, in the folds of the cloth, in the pocket, everywhere. They could not find the necklace. He asked, are you sure you still had it when we left the minister's house? Yes, I felt it as we came out. But if you had lost it in the tree, we should have heard it fall. It must be in the cab. Yes, it is possible. Did you take the number? No. And you? Did you notice what it was? No. They looked at each other, thoroughly cast down. Finally, Mr. Lossell dressed himself again. I am going over the track where we went on foot to see if I can find it. And he went. She remained in her evening gown, not having the force to go to bed. Towards 7 o'clock, her husband returned. He had found nothing. He went to the police and to the cab office, but to put an advertisement in the newspaper offering a reward. She waited all day in the state of bewilderment before this frightful disaster. Mr. Lossell returned in the evening. His face pale. He had discovered nothing. He said, write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and that you will have it repaired. That will give us time. She wrote as he dictated. At the end of the week, they had lost all hope, and Mr. Lossell, Madam Lossell, older by 5 years, declared, we must replace this well. In a shop of Palace Royal, they found a chaplet of diamond which seems to look exactly like the one they had lost. It valued 40,000 francs. They could get it for 36,000. Mr. Lossell purchased 80,000 francs, which his father had left him. He borrowed the rest. He made ruinous promises, took money from the usurers and the whole rest of the lender. Then he went to get the new necklace, depositing on the merchant counter 36 francs. In this way they managed the money. Then Mr. Lawson took back the jewel to Mr. Madam. Then Mrs. Lawson took back the jewel to Madam Forrester. The latter said in her frigid tone, "You should have returned them to Miss Null, or I might have needed them." Madam Forrester did not open the jewel box as Madam Lawson feared she would. What would she think if she would perceive the situation? What would she say? And what would she take for a robber? Madam Lawson now knew the horrible life of necessity. Underline this sentence. Madam Lawson now knew the horrible life of necessity. She did her part, however, completely, heroically. It was necessary to pay the frightful debt. She would pay it. They sent away the maid. They changed their lodging. They rented some room in the attic. Now, how did they manage? The price? The answer start. She managed everything very bravely. It was necessary to pay his frightful debt. She would pay it. They sent away the maid. They changed their lodging. They went to a simple shelter. They rented some room in an attic. She learned the odious work of a kitchen. She washed the dishes. She washed the soiled linen, their cloth and dishcloth, which she hung on the line to dry. She took down the refuse to her tree each morning and brought up water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath and talk like a woman of people. She went to the grocer's, the butcher and the fruiter's with her basket on her arm, shopping, hanging to the last show of her miserable money. Her husband one evening putting the book of some merchant in order, and night he often did copying at 5 short pace, and this life lasted for 10 years. At the age of 10 years, they had restored all. Madam Lawson seemed old now. She had become a strong, hard woman, the free woman of the poor household. Her hair badly dressed, her skirt her hands red. She spoke in a loud tone and washed the floor with large pail of water. But sometimes, when her husband was at the office, she would sit herself before the window and think of that evening, partly of former time, of that ball where she was so beautiful and so flattered. How would it have been if she had not lost the necklace? Who knows how singular is life, how full of change, how small thing will ruin or save one. Underline this, how small thing will ruin or save life. One Sunday, as she was taking a walk in campus high schools to read herself of the care of the weak, she suddenly saw or perceived a woman walking with a child. It was Madame Forrester, still young, still pretty, and still attractive. Madame Lawson was affected. Should she speak to her? Yes, certainly. And now that she had read already, she would tell her all. Why not? She approached. Good morning, Jeannie. Her friend did not recognize her and was astonished to be so familiarly dressed by this common personage woman. She stammered, "But madam, I don't know. You must be mistaken. No, I am Matilda Rosel." Her friend uttered a cry of astonishment. "Oh, my poor Matilda, how you have changed." "Yes, I have had some hard days since I saw you, and some miserable one, and all because of you." "Because of me? How is that?" "You recall the diamond necklace that you loaned me to wear to the minister's ball?" "Yeah, very well. Well, I lost it. How is that? Since you you return it to me. I return another to you. Exactly like that. Like it, sorry. And it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. You can understand that it was not easy for us. We have nothing, but it is finished, and now I am decently content. I am happy. I am satisfied. Madam Forrester stopped short. She said, "You said that you brought a diamond necklace to replace mine." Yeah, you did not perceive it then. They were just alike. And she smiled with proud and simple joy. Madam Forrester was touched and took both her hands as she replied, "Oh, poor Matilda, mine were false. They were not worth more than 500 francs." In this way, the story comes to an end. I hope you might have understood it. If not, please ask me about the story. I will tell you again in detail. Thank you. Thank you very much.